In this video, I'll show you proven principles backed up by science on a huge secret that will help you become more successful. If you're new here, my name is Jal Sarkis and I'm a transformative coach that have been in the self-improvement industry for over 6 years now. And I've always wondered what is success, why people chase it, and why some people are better at achieving it. A few days ago, I was in Italy in a beautiful island called Sardinia, and every time I would enter a shop, a restaurant, I would see people smiling, happy, and serving us the best they could. And it made me question a belief that the majority of people have. We think if we work hard, we will become successful, and once we're successful, then we will be happy. Success first, happiness second. But that was not the case in this island. People there didn't look successful, but they were so happy. So I started reading articles, books, and doing in-depth research to see how those two are related: success and happiness. And I found out something very interesting, more specifically, a book called The Happiness Advantage. It turns out that our brains are literally hardwired to perform at their best, not when they're negative or neutral, but when they're positive. When we're happy and positive, we're smarter, more motivated, and more successful. Happiness is the center and success revolves around it. So if this is true and happiness is one of the key elements to boost your way to success, how could we measure it? And the best judge of how happy you are is you, because each person has a different meaning of happiness. For me, happiness is the joy we feel striving after our potential. So define on a piece of paper, what is happiness for you? Here's a question that I use in my coaching a lot. What does happiness mean to you? They even did a fascinating study where they gathered 180 nuns, yes, nuns in a Catholic church, and told them to start writing their autobiography at the age of 20. Years later, a clever group decided to study each biography and detect positive emotions, and listen to what they discovered. By age 85, 90% of the nuns that were happy were still alive, compared to only 34% of the nuns that were less happy. So happiness not only boosts our productivity, but also our overall health, which can make us work faster and more consistently for a longer period of time and make us more successful. I also found out that Google and big software companies allow their employees to bring their dog to the office. And it's not for the marketing brand of it. It's just because they believe that the more their employees are happy, the more efficient they will be. There's another study where they gathered a big group of employees that had one similar task: to record a video talking about a very complex subject that would later on be seen by the whole company. As you can imagine, this was very stressful. Then they randomly assigned the participant to see one of 4 videos before recording their presentation. 2 videos that included feelings of joy and contentment, one was neutral, and one was sad. And guess what happened? The people that watched the happy videos did way better and recovered so much faster from stress and anxiety. So Boost of Happiness also provides powerful antidote to stress and anxiety, which in turn improves our focus and our ability to function at our best level. Okay, so now that we know all of that happiness boosts our productivity, our focus, it's an antidote for stress and anxiety, we can live much longer if we're happy, I'll give you 4 activities that not only give us a boost of happiness, but if performed consistently over time, will raise permanently our happiness baseline. Meditation helps us grow our left prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that is most responsible for happiness. Second, find something to look forward to. One study found out that people who just think about watching their favorite series actually raise their endorphin level by 27%. Often, the most enjoyable part of an activity is the anticipation. When I booked my trip to Italy, for a whole month I was so excited to travel that it gave me a huge boost of productivity. Third, exercise. One study proved just how powerful exercise is. They divided depressed people into 3 different groups. The first group were just taking antidepressant. The second group exercised and took antidepressant. The first group only took antidepressant medication. The third group did a combination of both, exercise and medication. After 4 months, the 3 groups had similar improvement of happiness. So exercising is as helpful as antidepressant. But the story doesn't end here. The groups were then tested 6 months later to see who relapsed into depression. The ones that only took the medication, 38% of them relapsed into depression. Those in the combination group were doing slightly better by a rate of 31%. The biggest shock came from the exercise group. Their relapse rate were only 9%. Could you imagine that? The fourth activity is an activity that everyone in the world loves doing, and that is spending money. But not on stuff. Let me explain. Contrary on the popular saying, money can buy happiness, but only if used to do things compared to buy things. In his book Luxury Fever, Robert Frank that while the positive feelings we get from the material objects is here, and for a short period of time, spending money on experiences, especially with other people that we love, produce positive emotions that are more meaningful and more lasting. When researchers interviewed 150 people about their recent purchase, they found that money spent on activities brought far more pleasure than material stuff. That's pretty much it for this video. If you like this video, guys, please leave me a thumbs up down below, comment down your biggest takeaway, and make sure to join this community by subscribing to this channel. As always, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all next week.